Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. If this is your first time here, my name is Wana Udo, and every week I share content that can help you master your personal finance and grow your wealth. In today's topic, we're going to discuss the challenges of living without a credit score. If you're located in the United States, at some point in time, you will come across the need for credit. I know there are many people out there that tell you to avoid credit, but unfortunately, if you want to build a business, if you want to build wealth, grow your wealth, you definitely will need to, at some time, apply for credit. Now, credit is a very tricky subject. Now, for someone who doesn't have any credit, you have to build credit. For those who already have credit, you want to make sure that you maintain your credit and you safeguard your credit. There's a difference between having credit and not using your credit, and having credit and leveraging your credit to build wealth, to create wealth for yourself. Now, I know it's very risky for some people to get involved with credit if you don't know how to use credit. Now, there are certain things you want to keep track of when it comes to credit. When you go to apply for a loan, your lenders look for your credit score. They look at your credit score. That's one of the criteria that they look for. And your credit score basically is a 3-digit number that determines how well you're responsible with your finances. So if you're paying your bills on time, if you're not over leveraged, that affects your credit score. So it's very vital that if you want to grow wealth, if you want to build wealth, you have to learn how to leverage credit. Now, there are 3 credit bureaus that store your information. So you have Experian, you have TransUnion, and you have Equifax. So these are the 3 credit bureaus or depositories that store all your financial data and your financial information, which they in turn sell to lenders. Now, there are 5 things that basically affect your credit score. So for someone who doesn't have a credit score and you're trying to build your credit, there are 5 things you want to, keep in mind. The first one has to do with your payment history. So lenders will look at how well you've managed your payment history. Are you paying your bills on time? This is one area where this basically is one of the heavily weighted factor when it comes to your credit score. The next is amounts you owe. So how much do you owe? How much outstanding debt do you have out there? Are you over leveraged? Do you have too much debt? Lenders look at that as well. The next thing they're going to look at is the length of your history. Now, someone who has only a 5-year credit history compared to someone who has a 10-year credit history obviously will not have the same score, all things being equal. Someone with a longer credit history obviously has built their credit over time, so they're going to have a better credit score than you, assuming everything stays the same. The next is, what new credit have you applied for? If you've applied for new credit recently, that also affects what's called your debt to income ratio, your utilization ratio, etc. Like I said, this video is not to go into all the intricacies of building credit, but it's just going to be a snapshot of what you need to keep in mind if you have no credit and you're trying to build credit. And then number 5 would be the types of credit that you have. So someone who has a credit report that only shows credit card, is not robust enough. So you want to have a mix of credit on your credit profile if you want to build a strong credit history or have a strong credit score, because they're going to look at what kind of credit do you have in your credit report. Do you have an auto loan? Do you have a mortgage? Do you have a personal loan? How have you handled those types of loans? So just having one type of credit or score, or having just one type of debt on your credit profile doesn't really help you. So you want to make sure that you have a diverse amount of things on your profile. Now, I'm not saying you have to go out there and get yourself in trouble, but if you want to build credit, you have to have a diverse form of credit. Okay, so for instance, like auto loans, you gotta have auto loans. You have to have, if you have a student's loan, you have a personal loan, personal lines of credit, etc., credit cards, those help to build your credit profile. Now, how do you increase your score? If you currently have, a credit profile, so these are some things that you can do to increase your score. Number one, don't move around. So the more you move in terms of your residence, that affects your credit profile. It shows that you're not stable. If you keep moving, bouncing from one place to the other, it affects your credit profile. So you want to minimize how often you move around. Number two, don't rely on loans to fund your lifestyle. There are certain people that rely on their credit cards to make ends meet. Okay, so you want to make sure that you don't make it a habit to rely on loans to make ends meet. The third thing you want to do is you want to make sure that you minimize or lower your balances on your debt. So for instance, like your credit card balances, you want to keep them low, preferably under 30% of your available credit. So this is one area where you can help, that can help you increase your credit score. Then finally, you want to protect your credit information by making sure that you have, a freeze on your credit, or you have credit monitoring, software or service, so that way you can keep track of your credit. And also this helps increase your credit score. Now, for those that have bad credit, how do you fix bad credit? So this is something that happens to a lot of people, but the thing to keep in mind is with bad credit, time is your friend. So you just have to give it time. All right, but there are certain things you can do to make sure that you fix your bad credit. The first thing is you want to pay your bills on time. This is an area that most people struggle with. So if you set up auto payments, that way you never miss a payment. That's one way to safeguard and to fix bad credit. Number two, you want to check your credit report. You can go to annualcreditreport.com. You're allowed to have one free credit report every year from all three bureaus. So make sure you go to annualcreditreport.com. It's free to get your credit report. However, you have to pay to get your credit score. So at this time, you just want to see what's on your credit. So you can go to annualcreditreport.com to check on your credit. Number three, you want to keep your credit card balances low. This is what affects your credit as well. So keeping your credit card balances low will help you increase your score. Number four, don't open or close accounts. When you open too many accounts, it makes lenders, nervous that you are, over leveraging yourself. And also closing old accounts can actually hurt your credit score because you lose all that history when you close your account. And then finally, don't move debt around. Learn to pay your debts off, because when you move debt around, lenders think you're just shuffling things around, robbing Peter to pay Paul. So you want to make sure that you don't move your debt around. So these are the things that you can do to fix your credit, to increase your credit, and also to build credit. So thank you so much for being here. If you love my channel, if you love my content, don't forget to smash that thumbs up button, and also remember to subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell so YouTube will notify you of my latest videos. So thank you so much for being here, and don't forget to watch the next video coming up. It contains information that you find valuable. So take care, have a splendid day, and remember to be true to yourself, to be true to your goals, and never ever give up. Take care. Bye bye.